So did you have sex with him or no?
Natalie, that's nuts. I mean, that's crazy, bro.
Come attack me and coiling me
We're
nuts.
not attack, we're telling truth, Natalie.
Like, clearly the guy is not into you. Like, hello. It was never going to be creating a family with Josh and having his kids. Like, I mean, if she didn't know that, she's crazy.
A little bit extra, but not crazy. Все, я тебя прощения просила. Прости меня тоже. Хватит, уже достаточно.
Еще и будешь писать про меня в интернете, я тебе дам.
Oh boy, it's all starting to get very heated again, and the common denominator here seems to be Natalie. Now, when we left them in the last episode, Josh was accusing Natalie of attacking his ex-wife and calling her names online, something that Natalie denied. But when we join them in this episode, Josh is trying to calm things down, for now.
But when somebody comes after my family, I get very emotional.
I could have my own
apologize.
during these 3 years.
I apologize.
If you wouldn't take my time.
Sure, I might be coming for your family, Natalie says, but if you hadn't wasted my time for 3 years, I might have had a family of my own. Now, I'm sorry, but that isn't exactly a good defence, is it? Yes, Josh did waste Natalie's time, he did string her along, but I'm sorry, that doesn't give Natalie the right to spread lies and call other people names. Innocent people, people who had nothing to do with their relationship. Now, it's at this point that Sean turns the conversation back round to one of the biggest issues that Natalie and Josh faced at the resort. The discovery that Josh had been secretly DMing Sophie. And it turns out, Natalie still doesn't know the full extent of it. How thirsty Josh was actually being.
Bad boy here. I'll Texas. I am a bad boy.
Now, the DMs just go on and on. Like, it's pretty clear that Natalie had every reason to be jealous. Josh was definitely shooting his shot. But, says Josh, you guys are all overlooking one very key thing here. I was single at the time. Me and Natalie had split up. And as for Sophie, yes, although technically she is married, her situation with Rob, as we all know, is complicated. So, I'm sorry, but I didn't see any issue with messaging her. I don't think I've done anything wrong, Josh says. Now, hearing this, it does raise the question, how is it that Rob and Josh are now so close? I mean, the guy was literally sending flame emojis to his wife. He was there trying to get with his wife.
Like, if you can't handle somebody hitting on your girl, then you shouldn't have an attractive partner. I didn't know him. I never met him. I don't expect anything from a guy.
I apologized to Rob to his face.
And that's that. Rob presents himself as being secure. He says he didn't know Josh, and Josh also apologised. So now they're thick as thieves. Now, personally, and this may just be me, but I wouldn't trust a guy like that. There's just no way in hell that I could be friends with a guy that was trying to get with my wife, knowing that we were married. But hey, these guys have a very different set of morals and values to me, I guess. Now, for what it's worth, Josh goes on to say that those messages, me inviting Sophie to Vegas, that was just me testing the water. But hold on a minute, Josh. Did you just land yourself in it there? Did you just get caught up in your own lie?
But you said to Natalie, I did not invite her to Vegas.
Well, I was trying to calm Natalie down outside, yeah.
Gaslighting.
He may have apologised to Rob, but it doesn't sound like he's apologised to Natalie for lying to her face. Now, given everything that's just come to light, Sean asks if Natalie still blames Sophie for what happened. And Natalie's response is that she doesn't. In fact, she even says, sorry, I'm sorry that I made Sophie's life harder, she says. But the thing is, Sophie isn't buying Natalie's fake apology. You're a hypocrite, Sophie says to her.
So it's hard to be like, oh, that's sweet, when a week ago, she's like, Sophie opens her legs for
It's
everyone.
another.
So I'm like, you're being nice to me now, but online, you're like, Sophie, deport her.
Now, Josh chimes in to say, yeah, Natalie's always constantly lying. She even posted something online to suggest that me and Sophie were having an affair at the resort, he says. Now, as for Sophie, she says that she just wants Natalie to stop spreading these lies. Stop claiming that me and Josh slept together. So, how does Natalie respond to that?
So did you have sex with him or no?
Natalie, that's nuts. That's crazy, bro.
Come attack me and coiling me
We're
nuts.
not attack, we're telling truth, Natalie.
Natalie is like a dog with a bone. She's just not willing to let it go. She's just been told that what she's saying is lies, and yet she refuses to back down. Now, if you've seen my last video, you'll know that this isn't the only time that Sophie and Natalie go at it in this episode. If you've yet to see that, I'll leave a link at the end of this video. But for now, with this argument, Julia also gets involved. She's also annoyed with Natalie because Natalie's been calling her a liar online too.
You started sabotaging my conflict with her, and you smile now, and you being really mean.
Oh my gosh!
And you put me through. You put me on the spot.
Now, it's at this point that Ari steps in. Perhaps because she also felt like an outsider amongst the girls, she now feels the need to spring to Natalie's defence and tell off the rest of the cast for ganging up on Natalie and not letting her get her point across. And as you can imagine, Natalie is very thankful. She loves having this support. But even when someone's defending her, Natalie just can't help herself. She can't stop herself from literally speaking right over Ari.
The point is that, like,
And you were
we could
bragging
be...
about my age.
Natalie,
you know how it affects me that I'm 40.
And it's at this point that even Ari realises that this is a lost cause. She decides to give up. So it's left to Sean to break up this argument. She tries to steer the conversation back to Natalie and Josh's relationship. She wants to know if Natalie has started seeing anyone else yet. And Natalie's response to this is that she hasn't been sexual with anyone since Josh.
Natalie, you just told me you had a new boyfriend.
I said...
I saw you the other day and I said you look nice and you said, I have a new boyfriend. He makes me look beautiful. And I was just kind of like,
He just says nice things to me.
Now, Natalie says that she can't call this new guy a boyfriend yet, but she says, he does take up a lot of my thoughts and my emotions. Now, for whatever reason, it does kind of seem like Josh isn't too happy to hear about this. Perhaps he doesn't like the fact that she's now involved with someone else and he no longer has power over her. But as it turns out, Josh is also seeing someone else. Someone you may be familiar with. He's currently dating Liz's sister, you know, Liz and Andre, Liz's sister, Jen. So how did that come about? And what is it with Josh and previous members of this show? Well, as it turns out, this new pairing isn't quite as random as it might seem.
We have a little bit of a history. He knows my mom and like part of my family, my sisters.
Elizabeth and Rebecca used to work for me.
Really?
So Josh and Jen have actually known each other for quite a long time. As you may recall, Jen's mum owns a casting agency and her work overlaps or has a lot of synergy with the modelling agency that Josh runs. But there's actually more. You see, some of Jen's sisters have actually worked for Josh. Now, all of this does give rise for suspicion. On the one hand, I guess you could say that the fact that they run in similar circles, the fact that they know each other, is a good foundation for a relationship, right? But on the other hand, a lot of people think that this relationship might be fake. It might just be a way for both of them to stay relevant and both of them to stay on our screens, keep getting featured in other shows. I guess time will tell. But eager to know more, keen to know if this is real, the rest of the cast ask to know all the gory little details.
What's
Did
that?
you have sex with her?
I mean, we are in a very new relationship
Yes.
right now.
No, she said no, you say yes. So what is it?
I didn't say yes.
What is it with Josh? Like, why can this guy never give a straight answer? Jen says no, and yet here he is trying to act mysterious, trying to make it sound like maybe something has happened. I don't get it. There's something about it that just sounds so contrived, so fake. It bugs me. Now, either way, the new couple go on to then tell us that they've done a few trips away together and they're actually planning another trip. But Sean can't resist. She wants to know where exactly they're going to be going.
You said that you and Jen have some trips planned. Where do you plan to go?
Vegas.
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 Is it actually Vegas, Josh?
Yeah, it's Vegas.
Wow, Vegas really does seem to have a special appeal to Josh, doesn't it? So despite this being yet another woman that's being invited to Vegas when she never was, Natalie actually takes the moral high ground here. She says that she's happy for Josh and Jen. She even says that Jen is beautiful. I hope that Josh and Jen can be very happy together, she says.
I do believe he could be nice, but not to me. I'm wishing you luck. I wish you much more than I had with him, hopefully.
I love this Natalie.
I mean, I don't care.
You're so sweet.
Yeah, Natalie and Josh really do bring out the worst in each other, so hopefully he might be able to act much better. He might be much happier with his new partner. Now, again, keen to stir the pot a little, Sean asks Jen if she watched The Last Resort and what she thinks about all of the Natalie and Josh drama. And despite Natalie just being nice to her, Jen, whilst being truthful, isn't quite so nice back.
Clearly, the guy is not into you. Like, hello. It was never going to be creating a family with Josh and having his kids. I mean, if she didn't know that, she's crazy.
Wow, that is a little harsh. Like, come on, Jen, you got the guy. I mean, he's hardly a prize, but you got the guy. Do you really now need to also kick Natalie when she's down? It just seemed a little bit uncalled for. Either way, Jen says that she's not really concerned about Josh's actions because for now, they're still quite casual. But either way, even if it were to get more serious between us, Jen says, our relationship would be very different to the relationship that Natalie and Josh had.
I think is that he saw something one way, she saw it a totally different way. If you want to say that's gaslighting, sure, great. I just don't think they were on the same page.
That is very true, isn't it? Josh and Natalie were never on the same page. Like, she thought that they were working towards a future, working towards a family one day, whereas he didn't even consider her his girlfriend, even after dating for 3 years. I mean, for as much as this probably hurts her pride, even Natalie can't deny it. She admits that Jen is correct with her assessment. So good luck to the pair of you, she says.
Do not think about me, because I was totally different story. And I just don't want to remember it. And I wish you the best.
Look, I've got to say, I am a bit surprised at Natalie. I thought she might completely lose it at the sight of Josh's new girlfriend. But, to her credit, she's actually being very mature and nice about the whole thing. But, of course, this is Natalie, and that sweetness, well, it can't last too long. As they say goodbye to Jen as the whole cast take a little break, Natalie makes her way over to Julia and Brandon to confront them.
You guys,
You think all these people came to that conclusion by ourselves? We saw it a lot. She was going to come here and support you, and then you did all that line.
Julia was on your side, Brandon says. She was gonna support you. But it was your actions, you attacking her online, that's caused her not to want to support you anymore. Now, Natalie has no retort to that. She has no excuse for her behaviour. She just kind of tries to deny that it was as bad as they think. I want to put this behind us, she says. But for Julia, it's all too little too late. Just like Sophie from earlier, Julia also doesn't trust Natalie. She also thinks that she's a hypocrite. And with that, she issues Natalie with a threat.
Все, я тебя прощения просила. Прости меня тоже. Хватит, уже достаточно.
Еще и будешь писать про меня в интернете, я тебе
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that Julia has had enough. What's that famous saying? There's no smoke without fire. I mean, it says a lot, doesn't it? It says a lot that just about everyone on that cast seems to have had enough of Natalie.
Thank you. Keep Natalie away from me, please. It was
She has that way about her, doesn't she? She definitely winds people up the wrong way. But you can't deny it. She also makes for TV gold. And with another tell-all coming next week, I have the feeling her story, her drama, isn't yet done.